today we are unfortunately talking about why Bradley Beal will never amount to anything at the Washington Wizards. Before you play the blame game and say I'm just a Washington Wizards hater or a Bradley Beal hater, I ain't any of that. I'm neutral towards the Washington Wizards and I actually really like Bradley Beal. I think he's an absolute bucket on the court. But it's been 9 years that he's been in the NBA and it's time to face the facts. Nothing is ever going to amount to Bradley Beal's career as long as he's at the Washington Wizards. The one positive to Bradley Beal's contract is that he's currently making $25 million a year. And hey, that's a hell of a lot of money. I can tell you I would love that. So that's the one positive about Bradley Beal's contract. But I'm just going to read you something right here. Some of Bradley Beal's performances from this year. 32 points, 37 points, 37 points, 47 points, 33 points, 31 points, 34 points. You think a guy that's leading the NBA in averaging points of about 35.8 a game would have a winning franchise?
Well, hello.
This is not the case. Washington Wizards are currently, at the time of filming this video, 5-14. And I don't know about you, but that is not a positive record. That's 5 wins and 14 losses.
That's a lot of losses.
So which brings me to the point about why I'm filming this video. Bradley Beal could literally average 1,000 points a game, score back-to-back 100 points games, and his career will still amount to nothing while he is at the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards are a losing franchise. They always have been, and they seem to currently will be. They've won one NBA championship in 1978, and good on them, that's a great championship, I'm not challenging that. But when Gilbert Arenas came in with his little gun, pew pew, and Swaggy P, a bit of a kook, the Washington Wizards just went downhill, and it was never going to be a good franchise to be at once that happened. I can 100% agree where they're trying to come from. You got to rebuild that franchise from where that's been. But it happened to someone like JaVale McGee, who was a really raw talent that was going to be an absolute star in the NBA, got drafted to Washington, was influenced by Swaggy P and Gilbert Arenas, and his career hasn't been nearly as what it could be, even though he's won all these championships. Because hey, yeah, he's won a couple championships, but personally in his own career, he hasn't had a seriously insane season like he could have had it as such a hyped up center. But moving back onto Bradley Beal, he seriously had some incredible performances in his recent career. And yes, he gets some news coverage, but if he was playing on a team like the Lakers or the Celtics, someone with a winning franchise or a big franchise, even like the New York Knicks, Bradley Beal's career would be so much higher than what it is. I know he's on 25 mil before, and I know that's a hell of a lot of money, and I could only dream of making that much money a year. But Bradley Beal's the kind of player that could be on 35 mil a year. That's an extra 10 mil a year. And if the average employee is earning $60,000 a year, which is very high, Bradley Beal could be earning an extra 167 people's salaries per year. That's right, 10 mil's 167 people's salary per year. Now, to be a seriously great player, go down in the Hall of Fame and have a legacy left after you leave, you need a few things. One, you need All-Star appearances. Definitely not the most important one. 2, an MVP, a finals MVP, something like that would do the trick. And 3, championships, because championships are the most important things there because winning is everything. An NBA executive could not care if his team was all terrible but managed to win an NBA championship. He could have a bunch of terrible players like Kwame Brown. He could have 12 Kwame Browns on his team, but if they win a championship, he will still be ecstatic. But an NBA executive could have 12 LeBron Jameses on his team and lose. It doesn't matter if they're winning an MVP and doing their own career good. If the NBA franchise isn't winning championship, it ain't good. So that brings me back to Bradley Beal. He's got his All-Star appearances, yes, and he should definitely have more. But that's going to get onto my next point in just a sec. He hasn't got an MVP, and he certainly ain't winning a title at Washington. If Bradley Beal got out of the Washington Wizards, he would have a hell of a lot more All-Star appearances, potential to win an MVP. I don't know if he's quite at that level, but he'd certainly be more in the talk than he is now, and he would definitely have an opportunity to win an NBA title, which he's never doing where he is. Think about it like this. When was the last time an MVP went to a team that was terrible? In the 2017-18 NBA season, Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double and didn't win the MVP. Harden won the MVP and he didn't average as good as the stats, but he was on a winning team. You won't win personal accomplishments on a losing team. No one ever looks at the losers. You always look at the winners. You might be saying, well, BD, Bradley Beal's been trying to get traded. Well, yes and no. He is not trying hard enough. He's only a free agent in 2023. That's another 2 years of playing for sucky Washington Wizards. So what does Bradley Beal need to do? He needs to pull a James Harden, put on 20 kilos, get really fat, and get out. James Harden should have started a new hashtag. Hashtag get fat and get out. Because that's what Bradley Beal needs to do. Personally, seeing a player that is so absolutely insanely talented like Bradley Beal, who really knows how to put the ball in the hole on such a wasted franchise, he really needs to get out of there. And I can tell you, Bradley Beal can put any other team to a title contender. He just needs a fresh start. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I'll catch you later.